In today's video, we're going to discuss if it's time to sell Cornerstone or not after the recent run up. Cornerstone helps me earn over $400,000 per year in dividends, as you can see below, and our performance and value shows that we're beating the market with Cornerstone and some margin. We're up 35% for the year. The S&P is up 22, the Nasdaq's up 23, the Dow's up 14, and the Russell's up 10. So we're beating all of the indexes on a year-to-date basis with Cornerstone and margin, which helps us live financially free out of our brokerage accounts. If you need help doing the same, email me for my e-guides at aikentod48@gmail.com. Cornerstone's had a massive run, as you all know, and so it begs the question, is it time to sell Cornerstone or at least lighten up on Cornerstone after the recent run up? Okay, CRF here, it's up, as you can see, from 750 to almost 850 in the span of a few months. So this is a massive run, and Cornerstone, if you don't know, is a 5-star fund here on Morningstar, and it moves upward, left, to right on its chart. But you have to factor back in dividends, drips, and rights offerings to get this performance on the chart. And if you look at a 10-year chart of Cornerstone, you'll see that it moves sideways to down. That's because you have to play it properly around its rights offerings, which is in my volume 4 e-guide if you need more help playing Cornerstone. So you have to play this fund properly around its rights offerings once again, because it averages 20% premiums per year, it averages a 20% dividend per year, and it drips that dividend down at the NAV, as you know, for 22% gains now every month. But Cornerstone averages 20% premiums per year. So when we get over the 20% premium threshold, we want to start thinking about the rights offering, okay? Again, the rights offering is how you really level up your account. You don't want to be owning Cornerstone shares when the rights offering comes, because you're going to get hurt very badly, but you'll do fine over time if you hold Cornerstone long enough. But I like to make money now and level up my account now. But you don't want to sell before the rights offering, because you could miss out on precious gains. I've seen premiums go up as high as 40% in Cornerstone, over 40%. And you can drip that 21% dividend down at the NAV for 40% gains every month. That's why Cornerstone's so great. Again, I've seen the rights offerings happen at much higher premiums than we're getting right now for CRF. So how am I going to play Cornerstone as a result? I mean, I don't want to sell and pay any taxes, okay? I have massive gains in Cornerstone, and I don't feel like, again, paying any taxes on those gains. As you can see by my gains and losses column here, I'm up 50% in CLM, and we're up 31% in CRF, okay? 53,000 and 39,000 in these two funds alone, and so I don't want to sell and pay any taxes on those funds, okay? I also don't want to let go of those special drip shares at the bottom that are giving me that 21% dividend that we get every month with Cornerstone, that extra NAV gain every month. So I don't want to sell Cornerstone right here because, again, I don't want to pay any taxes, and I don't want to lose exposure to Cornerstone. Cornerstone is a really strong fund, and it's proven in times past that it can move higher. So how can I play Cornerstone and manage the risk here while still taking advantage of future upside? Well, for every $1 you put in your account, you get $4 of purchasing power, okay? Everyone is granted this purchasing power to them in their brokerage account. I'm just using a fraction of this over 1 million in purchasing power to get ahead. So my margin debt right now is 575,000. It's risen recently because I've been closing my puts, okay? I sell put options to lower my margin and lower my risk. If you need help selling put options like I do, that's in my volume 6 e-guide. So I've been closing these out for gains. I also have some other gains that I could close out here, but I'm not going to take some of these off the table because I need this exposure to QQY, for example. So I have to keep some of these options on, and they pay down my margin. So if I sell QQY for this $1,700 gain, for example, my margin is going to grow by 7,000. So I don't want to just keep growing my margin debt and having to pay unnecessary interest on my margin debt, although my margin interest is low because I've negotiated it down twice. Many of my clients who bought my e-guides did the same thing, because when you buy my e-guides, you get my phone number for life, and you can call me anytime you need help negotiating down your margin rates. So I'm not worried about my margin interest, but I don't want to pay unnecessarily high margin interest if I can help it. So I like to sell these put options to lower my margin and, again, lower my risk, because the premiums that we receive lower our cost basis, and that lowers our risk much lower than the market price. Again, if you need help selling options, that's in my volume 6 e-guide. I also insure my portfolio with options. That's in my volume 5 e-guide. But then we have these Cornerstone box shares here at the bottom, okay? About 30,000 here approximately, because it lowers my maintenance to 5%. So again, for every $1 you put in your account, you get $4 of purchasing power. I'm just using a small amount that my dividends can pay back each year but I'm making sure that my available withdrawal stays high in the process, okay? You have to have high available withdrawal to run margin. Even if you're not running margin and you want to live financially free out of your brokerage account, you need to keep low maintenance names on so that you can have high available withdrawal. I can withstand over 20% corrections in my account at all times. And then if we have over a 20% correction, then my put options that I just mentioned to you will make me more money than we potentially lost in the event of that crash. Okay, and then to get more downside protection, I box Cornerstone to lower my maintenance to 5%. You see this 5% here? 5% versus everyone else who controls Cornerstone at around 30%. Okay, that raised my available withdrawal by 25%, which puts me further away from a margin call. This is how I also pay my bills and live freely out of my brokerage account, especially at the market highs, because as we know, the market's back at all-time highs again. So in order to manage that risk and still withdraw out of my account and pay my bills, well, I just raise my available withdrawal by boxing CLM and CRF. That lowers my maintenance to 5%. If you need help understanding maintenance, that's in my Volume 3 e-guide. And if you need help boxing Cornerstone like I do, that's in my Volume 5 e-guide. So I'm not going to be selling Cornerstone because I don't want to pay any taxes on those massive gains that we have. And I also don't think a rights offering is coming quite yet because I've seen higher premiums in the past with Cornerstone before the rights offering came. So instead of selling Cornerstone right here, instead of worrying about the rights offering, which I never worry about the rights offering because we have the rights offering here in our Discord chat room. All right, we have over 1,000 members here in the Discord chat room pursuing the FIRE lifestyle, and we're all on top of this rights offering announcement together. So I'm not worried about the rights offering because I don't think the premiums are high enough, but just in case we do have a rights offering, well, I'm starting to box my shares of Cornerstone, so I'm ready for the rights offering, but also I'm just trying to manage risk here at the highs without selling any precious shares of mine with Cornerstone. I don't want to lose the income and I don't want to pay the taxes. So I'm just boxing Cornerstone here, which not only protects my position, but it lowers my maintenance to 5%, which then raises my available withdrawal by 25%, which helps me live financially free out of my brokerage account even easier. It helps me pay my bills even easier. I can withdraw out of this available withdrawal, even with my margin debt being at over $500,000. I can still withdraw at any time, and then my dividends pay back whatever I withdraw each month because we earn about $40,000 in dividends from Cornerstone, Yieldmax, Defiance, and Roundhill funds. All right, so if you need more help doing what I'm doing, email me for my e-guides at aikentod48@gmail.com. When you buy my e-guides, you get free access to Discord for life, where we alert you of that Cornerstone rights offering announcement, and you get my phone number for life, so please keep that in mind. If you like the video, please click like or subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon, everyone. Thanks.